What? World Viral TV live here on Wednesday evenings. My name is Chad. Bartender Stars, of course. We got CT in the house. We are joined by a bunch of friends. Before I introduce them all, I want to give a little bit of love to our sponsors, Colorado Harvest Company. Make sure you say World Viral over there at any of the 3 locations, 10% off. Also, Herbal Health Systems. We got them a new banner over here. If you need your red card and you're here in Colorado, go online, herbalhealthsystems.com, and you can get it. It's really, really easy. I totally got that. Now, jumping in to the most important, our friend Elon from Bands for Bands and Pam have joined us with Mr. Jack Russell of Jack Russell's White Snake. Welcome.
Great white.
My bad. Great white. What did I say? Wait, what did I say? No.
Good thing this isn't live TV. You know?
We're getting sued.
Dude, I was such a big fan back in the day. I remember going to sleep
I could
at
tell.
night.
I don't think you made Jack a believer over here.
Can we go over? Can we start this over? No.
I'll just totally David Coverdale. You know,
Thanks for being here, man. We definitely appreciate you.
Thank you.
Honored,
Thank you.
honored.
Sorry for embarrassing you. I was just joking.
No, it's all right.
That's a common mistake.
He was
You know what I mean?
chocolate with cannabis in the last segment.
I'm not even talking about it.
Yeah,
Hey, you know, it's a common mistake. You know, ever since we toured with White Snake back in 87, 88, they used to call it the Great White Snake Tour.
Yep.
And so many bands to get mixed up. We had White Lion, White Zombie, White Blah, White Mother-in-Law, White Cat Psychiatrist, you know, whatever.
Great White, though. Great White. You guys put a lot of songs on the map back in the day. We all have loved it, and we're honored to have you around.
Thank you very, very much. It's good to be here.
So you guys have a new album that just dropped, and you're about to play here.
Yeah, it's called He Saw It Coming. It's an amazing record. Of course, everybody says, "Oh, it's the greatest album ever made." Every single record, you know?
Right?
But honest to God, this is the best record I've ever done. I'm so proud of it. It sounds like Great White, but yet different. You know, more evolved. We were looking for a modern retro modern sound. Yeah, I mean, which sounds very 70s, yet has a modern flair. Big vocals. It's really, really good. But we're here to talk about that. We're going to be here at Herman's Hideaway on Saturday the 17th.
That's right.
And we're not the kind of band that goes out and we got a new album out, we're gonna play the whole album for you.
Right.
In its entirety.
But we get some of it, yeah.
Yeah, you'll get some of it. We play a couple songs off it, and the rest is just the hits that people want to hear.
Right, what would happen?
And the cool thing about Jack Russell's Great White is it actually sounds like Great White.
What would happen if you didn't play one of your big hits? During a live show? If you didn't play like Once Bitten, Twice Shy or Rock Me, I think the fans would probably riot or something.
Yeah, you would get stoned, and not in a good way.
Yeah.
So just so everyone knows, they will be playing all their hits. But I mean, yeah, it's awesome that you are putting some new music on the map. I think that's something to be, something to be said. I mean, 30 years, I would say.
40. Yeah, we were
actually,
trying to
I started my first band when I was 11. I'm 56 now. I started this band when I was 17 years old. We put out our first album in 1982. So if you do the math, you're smarter than me, and you can tell me what it means. But it's been doing a long time, and the thing is I don't do music at this point to not keep creating. I mean, I have to create. I need to make more music, and the odds of something selling 1 million copies these days is like me turning into Michael Jackson, like a rock band.
Don't do it.
Well, you don't want to turn into him, unfortunately. I don't know. That was a bad joke.
Odds are I won't.
Please, Jack, because we kind of need you.
Yeah, please.
So, I mean, what motivates you? Would you say to write the music? Is there a motivation? Is there a why in Jack's world?
Yeah, just because I create. That's what I do. I mean, I have music in me, and it's like something that I have to get out, and I need to tell my story. I need to tell people about my life and what I've been through and mistakes I've made, or you know what I mean? So maybe they won't make them.
Right.
Or I don't know, you write songs, at least I write songs about my life, and I try to be more transparent with every record, so people can really see, deep into my soul and know what's going on with me, because that's just who I am. you know.
That's what it's all about. I mean, really, I mean, think about any kind of musician writing, you know, writing-wise, I mean, it's really being pretty vulnerable on the stage. It's putting yourself out there. And, you know, given that, you know, people are going to relate, and it's very abstract and subjective, you know, to the sense that one song might mean something completely different to the next person.
Absolutely. Especially, well, that's when people ask me, hey, what's that song about? And I say, well, what do you think it's about? And they'll tell me, and I go, that's exactly it.
Right.
And it may be 100 miles from what I was thinking about, but, you know, if that's what it means to them, that's what it means.
I mean, music is so subjective in so many different realms, and the thing is, you know, even when you talk about the old school music, you know, you talk about the 80s or the 90s, and you get some people just freak out, like, oh my God, someone like Jack Russell's coming here. Yeah. Because they grew up with you, you know? I mean, this is something, you know, it's a part of people's really growing up, their childhood, their music. You know, even yourself.
Somebody said it best. They told me, your music was the soundtrack of my life. And I was like, wow, what an awesome statement. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I get it, because, I mean, like, when I met Steven Tyler for the first time, now this is a guy that I used to go I'd sneak out of my bedroom when I was like, you know, 12 years old, and I'd put on the headphones, I'd be listening to Toys in the Attic or whenever that came out. And
into the mic.
And I was listening to Toys in the Attic, you know, I'd put on the headphones, I'd be pretending like, oh, Steven Tyler's my friend, like I was on the phone talking to him. And then one day there I was on the phone with Steven Tyler, and he's my friend, and I'm going, whoa, flashback to when I was a kid, you know. But I mean, when I first met him, I was like, you know. So yeah, it's good. I understand how that is.
You know, it's interesting. You know, just I mean, from the promoting standpoint, since obviously I put on shows for a living. I mean, I hear it all. I hear the people who will just go nuts, and then I hear the people. You know, of course, there's a lot of shit talkers like, oh, the 80s, 90s, and is this? I'm like, well, this is what music is. It's a landmark in time. It's like a picture.
It's a snapshot of where you're at. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's not a time or a place that it lives or dies. Either you remember it, and it's something that meant something to you.
Yep.
Or it doesn't. But you know, it's really a snapshot.
You can't say, you know, you can't say any certain music is invalid. I mean, somebody somewhere, you know, it's valid to them. Maybe it's just the guy that wrote it. You know what I mean?
There you go.
You totally suck, but if you like it, good for you. You know. Unfortunately, there are people like ourselves that try to make a living at it. So you want to write something that you know more people than not are going to enjoy. You know, but you're right; it is very subjective.
What kind of? I mean, if any kind of music that you could put your finger on, would you know? If there was any, would you say there's a type of music or a song that is overdone too many times, like a particular type of music that's played too much?
Yeah, like 70s music. I mean, you know, classic
or a song about somebody's girlfriend. I mean, how many times can somebody? How many times can somebody sing that song?
My girlfriend. Yeah. I'm gonna steal her back. Okay, Ronnie is an idiot.
I've always loved some of where I would guess your influences for some of the songs are. I can't be completely specific, but one of the questions that listening to some of your stuff and having gone to jail before, I want to know what it would be like to be a rock star and be in jail, and then if you've used that as any influence for any songs. Oh
yeah, absolutely, man. I get out of tickets all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care if I get pulled over, man. I'm like, first thing I say is, "Oh, sorry, officer. I was just on my way back from working on the new album," and you know that elicits, "Oh, what band you in?" "Oh, Great White." "Oh my God! Oh, I love you guys. Here's a warning. Thanks a lot." You know?
That's when the officer says, "I love White Snake."
Yeah, right. And you just go, and you go, "Oh, thank you so much, love. Would you like me autograph?" That was when I first found out that Jack Russell was a dog. I'm in England. We're opening for Whitesnake when it was John Sykes, Cozy Powell, Neil Murray, John Lord, and Mel Galley, and it was so cool because you know I used to hang out with John Lord and these would stay at these like castles and these old hotels and we'd be sitting at the piano bar and I'm sitting next to John Lord. I'm singing "Sweet Child in Time." And he's all, "You've got a lovely voice, mate." I'm going like, "Oh my God, this is John Lord." I'm not crapping myself. But anyway, when I first met David Coverdale, he walks up and he goes, "Is that your real name?" I go, "Yeah, why?" He goes, "It's a fucking dog, mate." I'm like, "What?" Because, you know, those little teeny ones with the spots and they're really barky and they got a short tail, you know. I go, "That's a Jack Russell." So he told me how, you know, the Pastor John Russell, bred the dogs. That's where we got the name Jack Russell, yada, yada.
So,
But I never knew. And then my band's trying to page me right at the hotel, and they're wondering why the guy won't do it. Would you page Jack Russell in the lobby? Like, no, of course I won't. And they keep asking him, and they wouldn't do it.
So does that eliminate the chance of you ever getting a Jack Russell?
I had one. No. I bought one as soon as I could. I got one.
That'd be awesome.
It was great. It was great.
I don't know if people might consider that a little bit vain. Like Jack Russell's walking as Jack Russell.
Yeah. No, it was cool. No, I never walked her. She walked me. This dog was like, it was just like the person. Just completely nuts. You know what I mean? I gotta go. Yesterday we were zip lining. Well, actually today we were zip lining, and we just got back. Yeah, it was cool. Was it yesterday or today? Yeah, it was yesterday. Sorry.
So here in Colorado, you were ziplining here?
Yeah, we went out to what was that, Manitou Springs?
Right.
And we did down there. That was really, really cool. If you guys out there haven't done it, man, do it. It is awesome.
I got to go try ziplining, dude. I got to go try ziplining. One of the many things that I like in Denver, and using that as a segue, I hear that you might be coming out here.
You know, my wife's family's from here. They're from Parker. And so her son's out here.
Parker,
yeah. So we come out. We're on vacation right now, visiting him and her sister, and yada yada yada. And so yeah, I love it out here. And I've been talking about getting out of LA for a long time because, man, it is just ridiculous. I mean, what you pay out there, I mean, just for the, your staples, your food, your gas, is ridiculous. I'm going, why am I living here? I lived here all my life. It's nothing but smog.
It's kind of always been that way. I lived there in the late 80s when you guys were really popular.
Right.
And that was my whole era. Oh, yeah, that was a fun time there.
Such a great time. I mean, God, back then it was like you'd go down Sunset and there'd be like thousands of people. I mean, the cars would have to stop, and everybody looked like they were Motley Crue.
And you walked around to like the Rainbow Room, Whiskey a Go-Go, trying to find all those people. And we were trying to find you guys and Cinderella. And
I know,
like the whole everybody.
The thing when you go to the Troubadour or whatever, you go where you're at, and then you go up to the Reganville parking lot afterwards. Everybody would be hanging out trying to find where the after parties were. And, everybody that was ever a rock star was there. And, I remember having dinner with John Bon Jovi one night in the back of the restaurant, and people would just come by. It was like a zoo.
Yeah.
These people just walk through and point at you and go, oh, that's so-and-so. Well, that's so-and-so. Hey, can I have your...
He's having
you couldn't do that now, but you could back then.
Out of your mouth and like, can I have your autograph? Hey, yeah, here, hang on.
You got a little encyclopedia about where you live and what your habitat is.
That was such a great time back then.
Yeah, it was. The thing I can say about the 80s, and I say this live every night, is if you miss the 80s, you missed out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There'll never be a decade again. Well, actually, it was more than a decade. Our music lasted more than a decade. And it's still going. And,
very true.
But there's there was a time, it was so incredible. I mean, it was just, there'll never be, rock will never be as big. You'll never see as many arena tours. I mean, a band sold a million records, they're touring arenas. You're like, what? Nowadays a band sells 3 million copies, they can't even go do a club tour.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
There's no loyalty. I mean, it's just all instant, and the public's, their attention span's gotten shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter, and pretty soon it's like, hey, what's your favorite band this week? I love these guys. I've loved them for 2 weeks. God, it's the longest I've ever liked a band.
Yeah, but people who loved you still love you because
Very
that's
much.
my era.
There's no accounting for taste.
No, but that's true.
No, it is true. There's fan loyalty. I mean, in the 70s too. I mean, people still go see Blue Oyster Cult. They're awesome. That was the first concert I ever saw when I was a kid at the Forum, and I told my friends, I go, I'm going to be on that stage one day. And they're like, yeah, right. And then one day I was sitting there on the stage, and I'm like, wow, this is cool. But anyway, awesome. Back to what I was saying. Yeah, the fans were loyal, and they still are. I mean, we got people coming out, and now I'm seeing 3 generations. We're doing festivals and things like that where it's all ages, and they'll say, hey, this is my so-and-so, and this is my son, and this is their son, and the little kid's got a shirt on, it's down to his, and past his knees, and he knows all the words. He knows words of songs I don't even know. You're going to play this one? I'm going, what one? We had a song called that? Oh, yeah. That was right. That was back when I was young. Way back when.
Jack, talking about standing the test of time, one of the things in listening to the new stuff, the new album that you guys have, is that there's one consistent that's gone on with Great White all the way till today, and that's your voice. And
thank you.
What do you do? How do you do? I know so many frontmen that their voice is gone and shot after.
Especially at that amount of time, yeah.
Yeah, I'm really blessed. I mean, I've been so close to death so many times by my own hands, unintentionally, but nonetheless doing stupid stuff but which I don't do anymore. It's my voice has just always been there.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying it's nothing to do with me because I'm very, very diligent about warming my voice up. I have a regimen I've been doing for the last 30 some years, actually since 1983. I remember I didn't used to be able to sing more than 2 shows in a row. Then I'd be done.
Right.
It'd take me 2 days to recover. And we got booked, we got signed, and we got booked on the White Snake tour. My first it wasn't like, all right. I was like, how many shows in a row? And then they go, the first leg's 5. And I go, 5 shows in a row? I go, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I was living with my friend Don Dawkin at the time, And he goes, hey, man, go to this teacher. He'll totally help you. So I went to this guy, and he showed me these warm-ups and how to do them. And I do those things, and my voice is great, and then I warm down, and I could sing all the time. So, wow. I mean, when I was younger, I'd be doing like 9 in a row, and now it's 3 in a row is a little more difficult, Yeah. But
just a proper warm up.
It's warming up, and that's what keeps my voice. I mean, I've lost a couple high notes. I mean, ones that I would never use, and I stopped using them after the first album.
Yeah.
Was one of the Once Bitten album I did, which was only the dogs could hear it.
When you've covered some Zeppelin, you've hit some pretty high notes.
Oh yeah,
I heard a couple of those online as well.
Yeah.
And
we
some
still
pretty
do
cool
that.
stuff.
Yeah, I mean, my voice is still high when I want to use it, but as we got older, and the records like Once Bitten and Twice Shy. I mean, I was singing high then, but it wasn't like just ridiculous screaming.
Right.
It was like a kettle whistling when your tea's ready. Take me out the pot.
So I mean, talking about arenas and kind of doing that many in a row. I mean, have you thought about jumping on a tour like a Guns N' Roses tour or something like that?
If we were to have the opportunity, we would. The problem is there's 2 bands out there right now. There's fake Great White, and then there's Jack Russell's Great White.
Right.
And some people, the casual fan. You got a lot of people like myself, that I don't really sit there and surf the internet and look around, and see who's doing what. And
right.
Oh my God, LA Guns broke up. Or Faster Pussycat. Oh, so and so he fell and cut his knee. Oh no. I don't even read the paper. I didn't watch the news. I don't want to know nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Good way of life, right there.
Ignorance is bliss, and I'm staying stupid. So, anyway. So the average Joe may not even know. I've had people come to me and go like, man, I went to your concert like last week and there was some other guy singing. I walked out. I'm like, well, let me see. About 6 years ago, and they don't know. I mean, it's not like it was on CNN or something. My God, there's 2 Jack Russell leaving right on.
Right.
People don't understand the logistical stuff on the behind the scenes with legalities and who founded the band, and there's multiple people who have rights to the name and all that, and the logo
the bottom
and all
line
that.
was, and I'll be honest with you, it got to a point to where. I knew, and the facts are it was my name, my band. I mean, that's the facts. You have it on paper. You got a huge paper trail.
You're one of the guys who's been able to maintain the name, unlike
I have
Stephen Piercy or something like that.
Right, I did whatever I want with the name.
Exactly.
I broke the band up in 2000. There was no Great White. Mike went and played with Night Ranger. Mark went and did his solo record, and Audie wasn't even in the band. And I had fired him. And everybody else just kind of did what they were going to do. And then I got the band, I got my solo band out. Then I wasn't doing so well, so I brought Mark in as a hired employee. So he was working for Jack Russell's Great White. And then, you know, the tragedy happened. Then after that, you know, the story's been told. Well, the bottom line is, if the paper trail says that I own the name, but I made a big mistake. I wrote a letter to the guys like the night, you know, the day I said, the day before I announced I was, you know, splitting the band up. And it was everything I've ever thought about each one of them for 30-some years, and it was not a pretty letter. And I know they would use that in court against me, and I thought that the jury might go, what a dick, you know?
Wow.
So I just didn't. I said, look, let's just settle it. I go, look, I'll be Jack Russell's Great White. You guys be Great White. At first, that's what I said in the beginning. And then they're like, no way. And then finally, okay.
Well, it's
$100,000 later.
You know?
All right.
I mean, you have one Great White playing, you know, for instance, I've seen them play out here several times at the casino.
Right.
And then Jack Russell comes and plays venue, you know.
You gonna be able to make my show? No, I just brought you in. I'm not gonna watch your show.
And that's just it. It's like, so, but, and that's the thing is, you're, you know, as a promoter, I'm not necessarily trying to be the guy who's saying, go look it up on the internet. I'm like, you're, you know, to me, I mean, what makes a show from the 80s is going to be, you know, I want to hear the voice of who was on every single album. Now, that's my opinion. I'm not saying that there's other opinions that are wrong out there. But
there's a lot of similar opinions out there, though.
No, there's a lot.
But, I mean, you know, and that's the thing. And I've booked several of these kind of controversial, you know, situations. Like I had Stephen Pierce in, and, you know, and their attorneys contacted me 50 times before the show because we put the Rat name on there. And I'm like, well, I understand. You know, but the thing is, you know, we did exactly what we were allowed to do. The problem is now Rat comes, Stephen Piercy was already here, so they feel like, you know, in your guys' situation, you guys are tainting each other's.
Right,
it's
market.
a saturation issue.
Saturation
really.
market, yeah, it's hard. I mean, you know, the good thing is, I mean, you know, we're doing well. I mean, you know, our show, we did a show the other night in Albuquerque. I mean, and, you know, we're headlining, and those are tough shows. Hard, you know, hard ticket gigs, you know, are tough. And especially when they're big places, you know. But we had about, you know, 3,000. I was like, okay, that's cool. You know, when we do a package, we'll do more than that. I mean, M3, they did a poll, you know, and 68% of the people, you know, wanted to see us again as of this year, you know.
Oh, cool.
So, I mean, last year. Was it this year? No, it was this year. So anyway, yeah, I don't even know what day it is. So anyway, I just know I got a show on Saturday, whatever day that is.
There you go. Here at Herman's Highway. That's right, damn it.
But, you know, it's I don't know.
So aside from a lot of the things that you mentioned in the past, let me know what you would want as your legacy to be known as.
Well, pretty much everything's me now. Total asshole. No, really. I want to be remembered as you know, a good songwriter, a decent person that, you know, because I really care about people. I love my fans. I just love people. Period. I talk to everybody. You know. Maybe I'm insane. I don't know. But you know, I want to be known as a good person, somebody that was cared and compassionate, loved humanity. A good songwriter and a great singer.
Very cool.
And a good husband.
There you go.
I would have to say that, you know, and I've worked with Jack. This is my third time booking, you know, Great White. Jack Russell's Great White. And, I mean, you are one of the more humble guys from that era that doesn't come in thinking that, you know, you have 5 million gold medals around your neck. You know, I mean, you know you've done some good stuff out there.
Oh, I'm totally humble. Are you kidding?
You are.
Go get my
I'm the most humble guy that I know.
But it makes it easy to work with, you know, and want to book that because it's not necessarily all about ticket sales. If I you know, from an investing standpoint, if someone's going to come here and be a, you know, complete prick,
yeah,
I don't care how much money someone's going to make me. It's about us having camaraderie and working together, and the fact that we're going to see each other down the line again. You know.
Sure, absolutely. You know, and don't forget the show this Saturday. I want you guys to come in. You're not going to believe it. If you have not seen the band, you are in for a treat. Each one of these guys are not like just some young punks I picked up. You know, Robbie Lochner, my guitarist, used to play with Rob Halford and Fight. This guy is the most amazing guitar player you'll ever see. He does this Mozart, classical soul, 8-finger tapping with switching off to a pick. I've never seen anything like it.
Sick.
So my drummer, he used to play with Bruce Dickinson, just phenomenal. My bass player, pardon me, was in Montrose, played with Ronnie Montrose, and my other guitarist who used to play bass for Great White, Tony Montana. He's doing guitars now and keyboards and harmonica. The guys, I got 2 shredding lead guitar players. I mean, if you haven't seen this band, you got to come check it out. It's like energy nonstop, and it's really a good show. It's entertaining.
This Saturday, June 17th.
That's right.
18 and up.
Let's take it to a commercial, and we're gonna come back with a list of some quick questions. Do a quick promo on the show. So appreciate you guys being here. World Viral TV Live. Make sure you make it out here to Herman's Hideaway with Jack Russell's Great White.
I like the song, man. I'm playing the song again.